All right, compare and order whole numbers through the millions. Okay, so let's talk about these comparison symbols. I always start with this one. It looks like an L that someone kind of pushed over, like they were being a bully, like, hey, man. So I always remember that that one says less than. So if it's going the opposite way, it means greater than. And then, of course, this means equal to. All right, you need to learn how to read these and not just remember the thing about the alligator eats the bigger number. Okay, so start trying to remember that. You only have to remember this one. You remember this one, then you know the other one's greater than. Okay, let's look at an example here. It says, the table shows the two largest oceans in the world. Wow. Which ocean has a greater area? So we have the Atlantic Ocean and we have the Pacific Ocean. You might already think you know the answer here, but this is a good example to show you how to compare numbers when you're not sure. So I'm going to put the Atlantic Ocean here. It's 33,420,160 square miles. And the Pacific Ocean, 186,600 square miles. So lining them up like this helps me compare them. So you're not going to have a place value chart like this every time, but you can still line them up like this on your paper. All right, and you want to start at the highest place value and keep going until you've decided. Now for this one, it's pretty easy because their highest place values are different. So I know that 6 is greater than 3. So I know that the Pacific Ocean is larger, has a greater area. Okay, let me just change. I'm going to erase that number real quick. Just pretend. If I change this to a 3, they're both tied there. So I'd have to look at the next place value, and the 4 is bigger. So that's what I would do if I needed to keep going. We're going to see some more examples like that. Okay. All right. Example number 2. The table shows the area in square miles in different countries. Use the place value to order the countries from greatest to least. So the last one we were just comparing 2, and this one we're going to put them in order. Okay, so look what they did first. They lined them all up. So all the ones place, all the tens place, all the hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. If you're doing this on your own paper, you need to be careful. And do you see how I just drew lines like that? You could do that. It just helps you line things up. Because if they're not lined up, you have trouble. Okay, it said greatest to least. So let's start over here. The greatest number I see is this one. So that's Australia. I'm going to put a number 1 there for greatest. I don't need to look at that anymore. Okay, these two both have a 1. So that's a tie. So I go to the next digit. This one's a 0 and this one's a 2. Well, I know 2 is bigger than 0. So this one is number 2. That one's done. And I can see that this number is way bigger than this number. This has 1 million, this only has 100,000. So this is number 3, and this is number 4. That's how I'd put them in order. Okay, let's keep going. Right here, we're comparing these two numbers. You might be able to tell just like that. If not, you're not sure, just write them off to the side like I'm doing, or on your own piece of paper. Okay, start at the biggest digit, the biggest place value. Oh, a 6 is greater than a 5. All right, so I know this one is greater than. Let's look at these. Ooh, these are tricky because they have a lot of the same digits. So I'm definitely going to write these out. And I'm going to be careful to make sure I line up all my place values. Okay, look at this. Here's my paper here. They both have a 1 in the 10 millions. They both have zeros in the millions. So I had to keep going. Oh, look at that. That one's a 2 and that one's a 0. So I know this one's bigger. So this number is less than this number. Okay, do you see how all of these were a tie until I got to this one? Okay, let's order these. Let me write them down. Can you still see? Okay. I'm kind of spacing my numbers out more than I normally would because I want them to be lined up. Okay, so let's look at the highest place value. They're all 1s, it's a tie. So I go to the next one. This is a 5 and this is a 5. So I'm just gonna look at those two. I could even write them off to the side by themselves, if that helps me. Okay. Oh, the next place value, this one's a 4 and this one's a 9, so I know this one's the highest. So I'm going to write that one first for my answer. The next one's going to be this one. I already know it's bigger than the other ones. I need to make these commas bigger. Okay, so what 2 do I have left? I have this one, just rewriting it so I can see it better, and I have this one. Okay, these have a tie here, another tie, another tie, another tie. It's not till we get to the tens place that they have different numbers, and I see that that 9 is bigger than 0. So that's my next number. And finally, this one is my smallest number. So lining them up is a great way to put them in order. All right, let's try these, guys. Let's compare them. So they both have a 4. It's a tie. Ooh, this one has a 6 and this one only has a 2. Bigger. Let's see. They both have a 4. They both have a 2. They both have a, oh, no, this one has a 3. Bigger. This says less than. This number is less than this. Let's see. They both have a 2. Oh, this one has a 1. That number is less than this number. Let's see. They both have a 9. They both have a 6. They both have a 0. They both have a 4. Oh my. They both have a 2. They both have a 3, a 1, and a 7. They're equal. Numbers can be equal. You know that. Okay. Ooh, this one's obvious, right? Look how long this number is because it goes to higher place values going this way. So I know that this one is definitely greater than. Ooh, this one they're trying to be tricky. I can see these 3 are the same. The next 3 are the same. The only difference is right here. This one has 10 more. Okay, let's see. The first 3 are the same, but look at the second set. This is 222. This is only, and this one's 333. So this is less than this one. Oh, this one they're trying to be tricky. They're using all the same digits, but look, this is 767. This one's only 667. So this one's greater than. Okay, I'm only gonna do one of each of these guys. So let's look at it. You see I was being lazy up here and I wasn't writing them up and down. If that works for you, do it. If it doesn't work for you, write them out. Okay, let's look at the first 3. 138, 138, 139, 183. Should be obvious to you which one's the biggest. It's this one. 183,487. I'm gonna cross him out so I remember I used him. What do we have next? 138, 138, oh, 139. That one has to come next. Okay, cross them out. Now what's left? A 0, tie. This one has a 2. Oh, this one has a 3. This is the third one. So then the very first one here is actually last in value. All right, let's do this one. This one, be careful. It's least to greatest. They like to change that up to try to trick you. All right, if it helps you, because there's so many commas, I'm gonna go like that so I don't get confused between the numbers. So let's look. 85 million, 85 million, 85 million, 85 million. Everybody's a tie. 289,000, 290, 285, and 301. Remember, we're looking for the least, so it's gonna be this one. So this one's gonna be first. Which one would be next? This one. Which one would be third? This one. And this one would be fourth because we went to least to greatest. Okay. All right, again, I'm gonna give you some questions that look like this for your little quiz and you're gonna do amazing.